But microwaves tend to destroy linkages, DNA linkage, and they do that from shooting from those LEOs, low Earth orbiters. They have this microwave technology, which is a weapon that can destroy essentially the bonds, the hydrogen bonds and the links in the DNA. So you have to be mindful of the fact that microwaves are forms of weaponry. They are forms of inducing. As a matter of fact, they can also entrain information into your head when they are attenuated and used on a longer or more softer wave band. This is what I was going to speak to you about, dealing with artificial telepathy. Artificial telepathy uses your bones because calcium is an electrical, has an electrical ion. It feels electricity very well. That's why people who've gone and visited the pyramid sometimes hears voices, because the whole of the inside of the pyramid is based in limestone, which is calcium. So it's a very good electrical conductor, calcium. What they do is they've taken the electric certain wave patterns, and using your bones and your teeth in your head, they can vibrate sound by entraining it into your bones, sound and voices, to make you think that you're thinking certain thoughts, and it's not your own. So be very aware of your thinking. That's why I said at the end, you may not know whether or not you're thinking thought or whether thought is thinking you. You have to be very mindful of things that you think you're thinking, because they have done things now to be able to entrain thinking through the bones, because the bones, again, are an electrical filter. So no, be mindful of the fact that the microwave is dangerous. I know it's dangerous, and sometimes I want a quick heat for my tofu or whatever. You know, I kick it in there. I'm guilty. You know, mea culpa.
Is there a place where I can get information on this microwave?
Yes, sister.
And I can pass it on?
Yeah. I suggest that you call. There is, I think there's an information brochure. No, better still, you can call to, what's the name of that? Try the American Natural Hygienic Society and see if they're still running, and ask them if they have information on microwaves. Or you can actually go down to one of those stores. Some of the health food stores have books that have that. Yes, brother.
Low radiation, silent.
Okay, beautiful. See, we're all here. Barnes and Nobles, low radiation, the silent killer. There you go. Thank you so much, man. Yes. Hi. Mm-hmm.
There's a movement on right now about our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group of people going around saying that we're supposed to have 12 strands,
Mm-hmm.
and they're holding workshops and getting people, and they claim to recode the DNA so that we can plug in, we're supposed to have 12 strands, so that we can plug in the 10 that are not plugged in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know how valid that is, and if it's something we should take seriously.
Well, yeah, there is a movement afoot to try to resuscitate the memory that has shut down the codon, the codon links, which then gives us the spiral that is supposed to be encased. We're supposed to have 13. That's the Christ one. There are supposed to be 12, 3 helixes, and inside of those 3 is supposed to be 3, 6, 9, 4 specific light filters on a subatomic quark level that is supposed to constitute a flowering of the other 12, or the other 4, 8, 12. Yeah, they're supposed to make up actually 13. It's supposed to be 12, and as the 12 works and to become one with the energy, a 13th dynamic, or a halo is created, a halo of light that now becomes a ridge. Okay, so you figure, for instance, if you're seeing this thing glowing, this is comprising the 13, the 12 the helixes. Then it creates a specific energy dynamic that creates a ridge which constitutes the 13th, the encapsulation or the Jesus. They talk about the Jesus strand. Yeah, they're dynamic, but they want to do it artificially. They want to start playing that up based upon accelerating evolution. It's called evolutionary acceleration. And by doing that, they'll tend to try to bring you or bring themselves into a space where they start dealing with interdimensional communication. So I know that there is interdimensional communication. All you got to do is go into a trance and begin to activate on that particular etheric level, and you get the same energy dynamics that you would if they were actually there. So you can go into the possession of the drums and start dancing and start filtering into other dimensions like our people do anyway. Right. You see, you don't need to do it like the white folks need to do it. Oh, Kim, artificially we're going to grow this one strand, and we're going to attach it right there. Oh, isn't that great? Okay, bring that one over there, and we have the thing spring. That's bullshit. We don't need to do that. Right. Know ye not that ye are gods. We are already that.
Thank you. Just one quick question. Could you just comment on the silver mind control?
Yeah, that's CIA. Silver mind control. Yeah, I know. Jose Silva. Yeah, I heard about Jose Silva. Jose Silva and your boy from what's the boy who sells that stuff on the streets? Huh? No, not York. Who's this white boy that trained the CIA? No. White boy that trained, he's got a book out. Dianetics. L. Ron Hubbard. Now, L. Ron Hubbard is a bad motherfucker. You're sleeping. Huh? Oh, yeah. The government wanted his. Yeah. In fact, yeah. In fact, the silver mind control was part of what they teach. That's the next level of when they're ready to initiate their military men into covert ops, okay? Promoting what is known as remote viewing. Now, the remote viewing situation we have with ESP and espionage, most of the people who brought remote viewing to the CIA were trained by L. Ron Hubbard. Remote viewing, the same person that was out there talking some shit to your boy Art Bell, he was a Silver graduate. He was a member of L. Ron Hubbard's inner elite. Remember, you got to go through certain stages before you get into L. Ron Hubbard's close circle. And he has a council of 13. Oh, yeah. Remote viewing is the same thing your ancestors used to do by way of the currents. There are ways that you could set up sympathetic energies just by manifesting the name, just by putting your hand on the Bible. Like when you come to see me, people wonder, well, how is it that you know what's going on? Because I get into empathy with you. All I have to do is sit there with you for a minute, and everything about you begins to radiate in my being. Once you do that, you're talking to the spirit of the person, and that person doesn't have to say a word. People are wondering, how did you know this? The same particular dynamic, using vectors of light, using empathy, using consciousness wave patterns, using the wind, using light, using all of these, you can interface and see through people's eyes. You can interface that way. As a matter of fact, there is a web of life. That's the principle behind remote viewing and silver mind. There is a web of life that connects everything that is living and non-living. The non-living are connected in one level of strata, the living connected to another level of strata. When you tweak one part of that dynamic, you affect another part. I could take your picture right here and go to Bombay, India, and send a specific light frequency to your picture and affect you over here from Bombay. Because the filters that came together to create the image that was you is comprised of you. All right? So every picture you take, that's why some of the ancestors said, I don't want you taking my picture, you capture my soul. They're right. The light filaments that your aura gives off, that gives the picture of you, is what it is that they're actually working. And I can work with that. That's why the ancestors used to set up these dolls that had the likeness of you. And that's why they rode those people crazy in Haiti, and why them motherfuckers had to run out of Haiti. Because they don't use their voodoo anymore. They done got Catholic. See, that's what Christianity did to your shit. It took your magic and kicked it up the ass. Until you get your magic back, you will not know who you are, You will not be interfacing with the orishas and all the rest of these dynamics. And then once you got that understanding of it on the scientific plane, understanding on the organic plane, you ain't got to put names to shit no more. You just use mind, because the greatest civilizations on the planet, or on any planet, or on any reality, did not have any technologies. Yes, it is. So understanding energy dynamics. So silver mind control is essentially what it is, silver mind control. And it's about you focusing. Remember I was telling you about feeling in